Okay, so stack is a last in, first out type of data structure where data inserted and deleted at one end of the stack, that is known as top of the stack. And these are the examples of stack, and see how books are kept one above the other. And this is another example how the plates are kept one above the other, one above the other, and your CDs are kept one above the other. So these are the real life examples of stack. So if you want to remove any plates here or any CD from here, then you can delete the CD which is inserted last. Similarly, here you can remove the plate which is inserted last. So that's why it is known as last in first out type of data structure. So the operations, different types of operations are performed in stack, like push operation and pop operations. So push means inserting data item into the stack, and pop means deleting the data items from the stack. And the stack is a abstract data type where the capacity of the stack, that means the how many number of elements that can be stored in the stack, that is predefined, that you have to define. And in this diagram, you can see the push operation and pop operation is shown. So this is the stack, and push means data is inserted here, and pop means data is deleted from this, deleted or removed from this stack. And both the operations, this push operation or pop operation, both the operations are done on top of the stack. And these are the some terminologies used in the stack. So we use the top as the top element of the stack, and initially the value of top is by default it is -1. So when the top value is -1, that means the stack is empty. And if you want to insert any data item into the stack, then you have to increase the value of top by 1, and then you can insert. Then we use this term push for insertion, then we use this term pop for deletion or removing any data item from the stack. And this is the example which shows how we can do push and pop operation. So you can see initially this is the empty stack, and top value is initially -1, and here push 5 is done. Push 5 means 5 is inserted here. So I told you that before pushing or before inserting data items to the stack, you must increment the value of top by 1. So initially top value was -1, here you can see -1, and then it is incremented. So -1 plus 1, it becomes 0. So the first element of the stack is stored at the 0th index, okay? And here this one we are implementing using the stack, using the array, and we know that the array index starts from 0, okay? So that's why here the first element is stored in the stack at the 0th index. So 0 means the first element, 0th location, then 1, then 2, then 3, up to, it will go up to the maximum size of the stack -1. Okay. And here 5 is inserted. Okay. Then again push 2. Push 2 means you have to insert 2 into the stack. So now we have top here. So if you want to insert or push 2, then first of all you have to increment this top value. So top is increment and responding to this location now, and then you can insert 2 here. Similarly push 3. So again same operation is done, and 3 is inserted here. Then pop. So pop means we'll remove the data item from the stack. So in pop, this 3 is a pop. In case of deletion or pop operation, just this pop command is used. Okay. So no need to write the data item to read, because whenever you write this pop, by default, it means that the top element of the stack will be removed. Okay. So just a pop is written here. So pop means it will remove the top element of the stack. So here this is removed. Now, if the element is removed, then the top value will be decremented. Okay. So the top now comes to here, this position. Okay. Then again push operation is done, and now if you are doing push operation, we know that first of all you have to increase or increment the top value by 1, and then you can insert. So top value incremented to this position, and then 7 is inserted here. Okay, so this is how push and pop operation is done in Star. So any question, student? Okay, uh, since there is no question, I'm moving to the next slide. Okay. So there are some more things in the stack. Whenever you are implementing the stack in C programming, so you have to check this condition like if see, you have to check two conditions, whether the stack is empty or the stack is full. Okay, so when we can say that the stack is empty, so when there is no element in the stack, then at that time we can say that the stack is empty. Okay, and when we can say that the stack is full, so whenever all the locations of the stack are filled, then at that time we can say that the stack is full. Okay, and one more term here used in case of stack, that is max STK. Okay, so there is a variable name and I've used max STK. You can also use any variable name. I have used here max STK. This is actually the maximum size of the stack. That means it actually tells the total number of elements that can be stored in the stack. Okay, so if you want to check whether the stack is empty or not, then you have to check this condition. If top equals to -1, then you can say that the stack is empty. Okay. And if you want to check whether the stack is full or not, then you can check this condition. If top equals to max STK -1, okay, max STK -1, then you can say that the stack is full. Okay. So why max STK -1? Because we are starting, the index is started from 0. That's why it will go up to max STK -1. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now representation of stack. So we can represent the stack using two methods. First one is array representation, and the second one is linked representation. So this array representation uses the array data structure, and this linked representation uses the linked list that we will discuss later. So array representation of stack, it uses some terms like top it uses, and max stack it uses, and I have already discussed these things in the previous slide. And here the index of the stack starts from the 0. Okay, so the first value of the stack is stored at the 0th index, and when the top value is -1, that means this stack is empty, and whenever the top value is 0, that means there is one element in the stack. Okay, and whenever the top value is max STK -1, at that time you can say that the stack is full. Okay. Where max STK, that is max stack, is the size of the stack, that means it is the capacity of the stack, means the total number of elements that can be stored in the stack. Okay. So these things also we just discussed in the previous slide, that this is the condition for stack full. Okay, top equals to max STK -1, and if top equals to -1, then the stack is empty. Okay. Yes. Then the operations on the stack, like we have a push operation. I told you it is a insertion operation. Okay, it is used to insert an element into the stack. Then pop operation, this is used to delete an element from the stack. Okay. So all the push and pop, these are done on the top of the stack. Okay. Then traverse means accessing each element of the stack. And you know this, what's the meaning of traverse? We have already discussed in array data structure. Okay. So traversing means visiting all the elements of any data structure. Okay. So here, in case of stack, we'll also visit or access all the elements of the stack. So we have to start from the top of the stack. Okay. Then peep or peak operation. So this is used to access top value but not removing. Okay. So if you want to access the top most element of the stack, then you can use this peak or peep operation. Okay. It is just used to access the top element. Not, we are not removing the top element of the stack. And implementation. So as I told you, that two methods are used: are implementation and linked list implementation. Okay. So for implementing this stack, we can use these two methods. So stack using array. We just discussed things in the previous slide. Okay. Now, before using any data structure, we must create that data structure. Okay. So in case of Stark implementation of array, sorry, in case of um, implementation of Stark using array, we must first create the Stark. Okay. So how to create the Stark? This is the syntax uh, that is used to create the Stark. So we have to use the array for the Stark. So first of all, you have to write the data type. So you have to declare the array first. Okay, so data type means which type of data you want to store in the Stark. So data type, then name of the array, which is same as the name of the star. Okay, so S is the name of the star. Okay, so S, then size. Size is actually the maximum number of elements that you want to store in the star, which is actually max STK that you know. I just discussed in the previous slide. Okay, so this is how you can declare the star. Uh, okay, for example, you see here int s size. Okay, int s size. So that means here s is the star and size is total number of elements that I can store in the star. Okay, and which type of data I can store in the star? This is integer type I am declaring. Okay, and here I am defining has defined size 5. That means the total number of elements here I can store this total 5 number of elements. That's why I am defining it. Okay, you can just write 5 here also, no problem. Okay, then after that you have to define the top value. Okay, so in top equals to -1 you have to do. I have told you that initially the default value of top is -1, so you have to do that. So whenever you are creating the star, you have to first declare the array, okay, and its size, and then you have to define the top value. You have to initialize the top to -1. So this is the creation of star. Okay, so here this is the array we are using for star. Int s size, where size we have already defined here 5. Okay, then int top equals to -1. We are assigning -1 value to the top. Okay? We know that this is the default value for the top initial. Okay, so this is the case. Okay, so this is the array s, and since the size of this array is 5 and its index will start from 0, so 0 1 2 3 4 will go up to 4. Okay, and this end is closed, this end is open. Okay, so all the insertion and deletion will be done from this end only. Okay, and initially top value is -1, so that's why top equals to -1. So any question here, students?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So now, yes, here creating integer stack using array. Okay, so this is code for creating integer stack. So first define size 5, size is defined 5, and then s is the array which is the start. Okay, and size is 5 of different size. So a int is size, then top value we are defining. Okay, this is the case. This is for integer stuff. Then you can also create the stack for character value. So this is the creation of character stuff. So define size 5. First define size 5, then char s size. Okay, then see the only difference is char I am character data type writing character. Okay, and top in top -1 same, here also in top equals to -1 same. Okay, everything same, only the difference is the type of data you want to store. You have to declare that type of star, that is array. Okay. So here I am declaring it as character because I want to store character type of data in this star. So char is size. Okay, but the previous one is int is size. Okay, and in both the cases see everything is same. Top is -1 and this is the star. Indexes are starting from 0 to 4. Here also top -1. Indexes are starting from 0 to 4. Okay, and this is the star. Okay. Now let us discuss all the operations that are performed on the star. So first operation we'll discuss is push operation. So push means inserting a new data item onto the star. Okay. So these are the steps of push operation. The first step is check whether the stack is full or not. Okay, if the stack is full, then you cannot insert. We know this. This is the general information that if anything is full, you cannot insert. Okay, so you have to first of all check whether if you want to insert something into the stack, you have to check whether there is some empty places or not. So you check that. So step one is checks if the stock is full or not. Okay. And step two is if the stock is full. Okay. If the stock is full, then produce an error and exit. Okay. If the stock is full, then you produce a error. You generate an error and exit. Otherwise, if the stock is not full in the step 3, then you increment top value to point to the next empty space. Okay. We know that I have already told you before inserting data item into the stock, you have to first increment the value of top by 1. Okay. That's why here in the step 3, see, the top is incremented by 1. So after incrementing the top by 1, it will actually point to the next empty space. Okay. So now we have the empty space, then we can insert data item in that space. So add a data in the step 4, you see add data element to the start location. Okay, where the top is pointing. Okay. Then after inserting the data item, just return success. Okay, so this is the steps of insertion into the start. Okay, or push operation in the start. And let us see this push operation by taking one example. Suppose we have a star with its capacity is 4, and since we are using array for implementing the star, so here the first index is 0 and total 4 elements, so last index is 3. Okay, so here first it is empty. Okay, so top is -1. Okay, first initially the stack is empty, that's why top is equals to -1. Now push A. Okay, we want to push this A into this stack. So for pushing, what to do? Tell me, can you tell me what to do for pushing? I want to push this data A. So what to do first? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what to do? I want to push this data. Yes.
Scanf is one.
Huh?
So you have to use scanf function.
No, don't you tell me the programming concept. I'm asking what to do now. I want to, this is the case, this is the scenario. This is the star, okay, and initially top value is -1. I'm asking, I'm saying that I want to push this value A. Now what to do? First of all, what I will do for pushing this A? Initially
And the
top,
size,
huh? Before pushing, what to do?
Increase the
defining
size.
Increase the top value.
Yes, you have to increase the top value by 1. Okay, after that you can push. You remember this. In case of push operation, if you want to push a data item, so before pushing, you have to increment the top by 1 first. First of all, you have to increment top, and then you can insert. So we want to push A, that means we have to increment top value by 1. So increment this top. Now after incrementing this top value by 1, so what will be the top value now? After incrementing, top is 0 now,
0.
top 0, and then you insert A. Okay, top is 0, this index 0, and top is pointing to this 0 index. Okay, now insert it. Okay, then next, push B and push C. Two things we have to do. So what to do? Tell me what I'll do. Tell me.
Sir,
Yes, tell.
increment top twice.
If I increment top twice, then I'll come here. This will be vacant. Tell me in proper order. First, I will increment top by 1. Then I'll insert this. What? See, I increment. So it is not done at once. Okay. So first you have to increment top. Now top value is 0. You have to increment it by 1. Okay. Now it will point to here. Then you push this B. Okay. You push this B, and then you again increment the top by 1. It will become 2. Okay. Then you insert this or push this C. Okay. Are you getting what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
yes,
One time you cannot increment top by 2. One by one. Increment 1, then insert, then increment 1, then insert, like that. Yes or no? Increment 1, then increment the top by 1, then insert value. Then again increment top by 1, then insert value. Like this you have to do. Okay? Okay. Now again push T. Then what to do? Tell me.
Increment top
Now top will
increment of
become how much?
3.
3.
3.
Yes, 3. Then you insert D here. Okay? So this is how push operation is done. Now, what's the value of max stack, max stick?
Sir, 4.
Yes, max stick is 4. Now, if you want to check the overflow condition, overflow means the stack is full. Okay. So the overflow condition is if top equals to max stick minus 1. So here max stick minus 1 is 3. Yes or no? Max stick is 4 and max stick minus 1 is 3. So now this is the condition for overflow. If you want to further insert data here in this star, then it will generate the error that the stack is full. That is overflow condition. Yes or no? You cannot insert any data now because the stack is full. Yes or no? Push C. Now I want to do push C. So what will happen? Error.
Error
Yes,
show
sir.
करेगा.
Okay.
Error show करेगा because
Yes.
the stack is full. Okay. So you cannot, not possible. Okay. So any question, students? Okay. So since there is no question, I'm moving to the next slide. Now this push operation algorithm. Okay. So this is the algorithm. Suppose algorithm push. Okay, algorithm push, and in bracket you can see I'm writing here S and item. So what is S? S is the stack. S is the stack where we will insert this data item. Okay, S is a stack. We'll insert the data. This is the data. Item is the data. Okay. Now this is the stack and item is the value to be inserted into the stack S. Okay. Now yes, the first step is check overflow condition. This is the algorithm, right? If you get question in the exam that write the algorithm for push operation in the stack, then you have to write this. Okay. So step one is what? Check overflow condition. Okay. So what is the overflow condition? Tell me. What is the overflow condition of stack?
Top equals to max sticker minus 1.
Yes, if top equals to max sticky minus one. So if top equals to max sticky or size, here in this case I've written size. Okay. So size is what? Size is the total number of the same. Size is same max sticky. Okay. You can write max sticky or you can write size also. Okay. So if top equals to size minus one, then display this message that stack is full and overflow and return. Okay. And else, if this condition is not satisfying, that means it is not full. So you do this increment top by one. So you have to increment top by one, and after that you insert. So how to insert? Just set top equals to so this is in increment. So set top equals to top plus one. Okay, and then you insert data item. Set s top equals to item, and then stop. So are you getting this algorithm? Do you understand this algorithm? Or any doubt? Anyone doubt? Anyone having doubt in this algorithm? First I'm checking overflow condition. Okay, then I'm incrementing the if this is not full, if the stack is not full, then you have to increment the top by one. So it is incremented here. So set top equals to top plus one. That means we are incrementing the top. Then we are inserting value. So set s top. S top means we are actually assigning the value of this item to this s top. Okay, then stop. So here example you see push 10. Okay. So top equals to initially top value is minus 1. So you have to increment it by 1 before inserting. So that's why top equals to minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0. Then you insert the top. Top is pointing to this location. Okay, now insert there. Okay. Then suppose I want to insert 20. So you increment top again by 1, then insert here 20. Then push 30, it is inserted here. It is pointing here. Okay. 40 again. Then 50 again it is inserted. Okay. Then again I want to suppose push this 60, then it will show error because now in this case the top is pointing to the this size minus 1. So what is the size of this array, this star? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 is the size. So 5 minus 1 is 4, so you can see 4. So top is now what? 4. top is 4. 4 is actually size minus 1. So if top equals to size minus that is 4, then what to do? Display stack is 4 over 4. But now it will over 4. If you try to insert any other data item here, it will be over 4. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is the C code for push operation. So void push int s and in item s is the stack and item is the data item we want to push. Okay. So we are checking here this condition, the overflow condition. If top equals to size minus 1, okay. If top equals to size minus 1, then you print this message. Printf stack is full overflow. Okay. Else if this is not satisfied, then you'll come to this else. So else you increment the top value top plus plus and then s top equals to item. Then bracket and then bracket. Okay. So this is the C function for push operation. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then pop operation. So pop means we are actually removing the data item from the stack. Okay. So in case of pop, what to do? We have to first check whether the stack is empty or not. Because if the stack is empty, then you cannot remove. Yes or no? If the stack is empty, there is no data item in the stack, then what to delete? What to remove? We cannot delete. You just print the error message that the stack is already empty, you cannot delete. Okay. So first step is you check whether the stack is empty. Okay, check that condition. If the stack is second step, if the stack is empty, then you produce the error and exit. Okay. Then step 3, if the stack is not empty, then accesses the data element at the top. Okay. So if the stack is not empty, then you access the top element of the stack. Okay. You remove that. Okay. You take that element into some other variable and say that this is deleted. Print the message, this is deleted. And then what to do? You just decrement the top value by 1. So decrement the value by 1. Okay. Then in step 5, return success. Okay. So these are the steps of pop operation. Okay. Now let us see in one example. So here, this is the stack. Okay. Now top is pointing to this E. Okay. At this position. So now we want to suppose pop this E. So E is deleted here. Now top is pointing to D. Okay. After deleting this E or removing this E, top is decremented and it will point to the next top. Okay. Next element. So this is the pop operation. Okay. So any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now this is the algorithm for pop operation. So algorithm pop is item, S is the stack, and item stores the value deleted. Okay. So this is the variable that will store the deleted value from the stack. So first you check the underflow condition whether the stack is empty or not. So if top equals to -1, then display this error message that the stack is empty and underflow and return. Okay. And if the stack is not empty, that means it is not satisfying, then you come here and delete the data item from the top. So item equals to s top. So you take this top element of this array, this stack, and assign it or store it in this variable item. Okay. Then you decrement the value of top. Okay. So set top equals to top -1 and then stop. Okay. So this is the pop algorithm for pop operation in the stack. Okay. So question? Any question? Any question, student?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Now this is the C function for pop operation. So this is the function name. Okay. Int push, then int s is the star, and then int item. So the item deleted will be stored here in this variable item. Okay. Okay. Now if I'm checking the condition, if top equals to -1, okay, then print this message that the stack is empty and underflow. Else you do this item equals to s top, okay, and return item. So this item will be returned. So means when you will call this function, it will return you the deleted data item. So that's why it is return item and then top -1. Okay. So this is the C function for pop operation. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
सर अगर टॉप माइनस माइनस रिटर्न आइटम के पहले लिखा हो तो क्या होगा?
यहाँ लिखोगे,
हाँ सर।
सेम रिजल्ट आएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। ये तो तुम एनालिसिस कर सकते हो ना, आइटम हम ऑलरेडी आइटम ले चुके हैं यहाँ पर, ठीक है ना, आइटम में ए स्टॉप ले चुके हैं, और तुम टॉप माइनस वन यहाँ करो या यहाँ करो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि आइटम के अंदर टॉप ऑलरेडी तुम ले चुके हैं, रिटर्न आइटम कर रहे हो। समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? सेम रिजल्ट आएगा,
यस सर।
सेम रिजल्ट आएगा, ओके। लेकिन अगर तुम इसके पहले लिखोगे टॉप माइनस माइनस तो अलग होगा, दैट्स नॉट करेक्ट, ओके। इस लाइन से, इससे लाइन से पहले नहीं लिखना, ठीक है, ओके। The next operation is traversal operation. So here traversing means accessing of the elements of the stack. Okay. Now this is the algorithm for traversal. So traverse, stack, and top. So we'll pass the stack to this algorithm as input, and top value also will give as input to this algorithm. Now you check this whether the stack is empty or not. Okay. So if top equals to -1, then the stack is empty. You print this message. Otherwise, we have to traverse or visit all the elements of the stack from top to the first element. Okay. So repeat step 3 and 4 until top equals to 0. Okay. So we'll access all the elements from top of the stack and go up to 0th index. Okay. So that's why it is repeat step 3 and 4 until top equals to 0. Okay. So then print start top. So print, actually here print start top means what? We are actually accessing and printing the top value. So print start and top. So top is initially how much? Whatever it is. Okay. So print start top, and this is actually we are traversing and displaying the item. Okay. And then in decrement the value, this top equals to top minus 1. Okay. So this is actually repeated. Step 3 and 4 is repeated till the 0. Okay. And then return. So this is the traverse operation. Okay. We're visiting all the data elements of the stack starting from the top to the 0th item. Okay. Any question? Okay. Since there is no question, I'm moving to the next slide. So this is the C function for traversing a stack. So void traverse stack and the top. So int d. Then if top equals to -1, then print this message: the stack is empty. Else, we do this. Printf, there are percentile d elements in the stack. This is just to print the total number of elements in the stack. How to print? That is top plus 1. Okay. So top plus 1 is the total number of elements now present in the stack. Okay. So now for visiting, we can use this loop for d equals to top -1, d greater than equals to 0, d minus minus. Okay. So we are starting from the top -1 value. Okay. Then we will start from top -1. No, we should start it from top. Okay. Yes or no? Students? Hello? Okay. So we should start from here. For d equals to top, then d greater than equals to 0, then d minus minus. Okay. Then printf percentage d start d. You have to print this. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
Then peak operation. So peak operation means just retry the top of the stack without removing it. Okay. We'll just access the element, retrieve it, but will not delete it. We'll just take a copy of that and we can use that. So this is the stack, and here the 3 is the top element, and whatever is there in the top element, just we can access that. Okay. So we want to access this 3. Okay. We are not deleting this. Okay. And this is the C code for that. Okay. So void peak stack and top in D. If top equals to minus, this is for checking whether the stack is empty or not. Okay. If top equals to -1, then print this message or clear message. Otherwise, you just print access the element and you can print that. So printf, the element at top is this 100% LD start torque. Okay, so this is the peak operation. So any questions, students? Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'm moving to the next slide. Yes. So we discussed what is stock and different operations on stock we discussed. So stock, in summary, the stock is a last in first out type of data structure, and the insertion and deletion that can be done in the stock at one end of the stock, that is known as top of the stock. Insertion is known as push operation. Deletion is known as pop operation. Okay, and there are different operations we perform in the stock. Like we do push operation, we do pop operation, then we traverse the stock, and there is a peak or peep operation also. Okay, and the stack can be implemented by using two methods. One is using the array, and the other one is using linked list. Okay, so we discussed the array representation and array implementation, and the linked list representation we'll discuss later. Now we'll discuss the applications of Stack. So Stack has a lot of applications in computer science. So these are the applications of Stack. The first application is infix to postfix conversion. So this infix or postfix, these are actually arithmetic expressions. Okay. So if you want to convert arithmetic expression from infix format to the postfix format, then you can use this Stack. Okay, so we will discuss what is this infix, postfix, and prefix expression after some time. So this is one application of Stack. Then postfix expression evaluation is another application. Then reversing a string, this is another application of Stack. Okay, then check for the balanced parenthesis, that is another application of Stack. We'll discuss all this okay after some time. And conversion of decimal to binary is another application. And conversion from infix to prefix expression, this is another application. Then evaluation of prefix expression, this is another application of Stack. Okay, so these are some of the application of Stack, and we will discuss these red mark things. Okay, these are in the syllabus. We will discuss these things. Okay. So let us first discuss this infix to postfix conversion expression. Okay. So before that, we must know what are these different types of expressions. Okay. So any arithmetic expression consists of operands and operators. Okay, and there are basically three types. There are three types of arithmetic expression based on the operator position. Okay, so the first one is infix expression. So here in infix expression, the operator is in between the operands. Okay, so it is like this: A is the operand, and B is another operand, and this is the operator. So A operator, B. Example is A plus B. So plus is the operator. Operator may be any operator. It may be plus, it may be minus, it may be multiplication, it may be division, it may be any operator. Okay. So this is one of the example of infix expression. A is a operand, B is another operand. So A plus B. So plus is the operator, which is actually in between these two operands. Okay, this is infix expression. Then comes postfix expression. So in postfix expression, the operand comes first, then after that operator comes. Okay. So example you can see here, AB plus. So AB are operands and plus is the operator. So first of all, you have to write the operand, then you write operator. Okay. Then prefix expression. In prefix expression, the operator is written first. Okay. So operator, then the operands AB. This is the example, plus AB. So the meaning of all these expression is same. Means addition of these two numbers A and B. So all these three are doing the same operation. Means adding these two numbers. Okay. But these are different forms. This is the infix format, this is the postfix format, this is the prefix format. Okay, clear? Any question?
सर तो डिफरेंस क्या है मतलब
Difference, yes, difference is only how we can evaluate the expression. This is actually, we will use this whenever we want to evaluate any expression, any arithmetic expression in computer or in any computing device. Okay, so that is actually we are using compiler. So compiler actually scans all the operands and operators from the expression, then it performs the operation. Okay, so if we are using the infix operation, that becomes very complex for the compiler. That is very tedious task, because for see, in one expression there may be multiple operators and multiple operands. Okay, and all the operators and operands, they are following the rules, like they are following the Bodmas rule. There are brackets maybe in the expression, and there are operators having higher priority and lower priority. So you have to follow all these rules. If you are using infix expression, several rules has to be followed by the compiler. That is very complex. Okay, so for each operation, for each operator, the compiler has to scan the whole expression that many number of times. Okay, so for each operator, for each operation in a expression, the whole expression has to be scanned. So that's the problem with the infix expression. That's why we are using, I mean, this is used. This postfix expression and prefix expression are used. Okay, and how this helps us, we will discuss later. Okay, but for now, you just know that there are three types of expressions, arithmetic expression. The first one is infix expression, second one is postfix expression, and third one is prefix expression. In case of infix expression, the operator is in between the operands. In case of postfix expression, the operator is after the operands, and in case of prefix expression, the operator is before the operands. Okay. So these are three types of expressions, arithmetic expressions. Okay. So any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So what's the time now?
3:14.
3:40. This class is up to 3:20, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now precedence and associativity of operators in an expression. Okay. So these things you must have read in C programming, that you have already read in the first semester. So whenever you are evaluating any expression, you use these precedence and associativity. Yes or no? So these are some of the operators we actually encounter in an expression, and these are their precedence and associativity. Okay. So first is this brackets. All these brackets is having highest priority, highest precedence, and their associativity is from left to right. Similarly, after that, after this, we have exponential operator. This one, okay. And this is next higher precedence. This is also left to right associativity. Then next operator is this asterisk and slash. This is multiplication and division. Okay. This is for multiplication. This is for division. So multiplication division next higher precedence. Okay. And this is also associativity is left to right. And the last one is your plus and minus. Okay. Addition and subtraction. This is the lowest precedence operator. And the associativity here is also from left to right. Okay. So example of infix expression, you can see a plus b, or this a plus b into c slash d minus e, then this the exponential operator. Okay, then f into g. So you can evaluate this using the Bodmas rule and the associativity and precedence rule. Yes or no? So you can evaluate this. Can you evaluate this? This one? You have to use this. These rules you have to use. Okay. So can you evaluate this?
Yes, sir.
So what will be the value result? This is for infix expression, okay? And you know, till now you know this one only, infix expression evaluation, you know. So you can do this, okay? You can do this. You just use this formula, okay? and use the BODMAS rule. Okay. Then prefix expression. So we just discussed. Example is a plus b. This is in fix, and this is the prefix format of that plus a. Okay. So this prefix notation is also known as Polish notation. Okay. Prefix expression is also known as Polish notation. Okay. Next is postfix expression. So in postfix expression, the operator is after the operands. So a plus b is written as ab plus. Okay. And this postfix expression is also known as reverse Polish notation. Okay. Reverse Polish notation. Remember this. Any question?
No, sir.
So why we use this postfix representation of the expression? Because I told you that it is very complex in case of infix expression. Whenever the compiler evaluates the expression, it has to scan all the operators that many number of times. Okay, and it has to remember all the rules to do that, to evaluate the expression in infix format. Okay, this is the problem. So in case of fixed expression, we can use the stack. Okay, and uh, just scan all the, I mean, the expression, postfix expression, starting from the left side to the right hand side. Okay, and we know that in postfix left hand side we have the operands, and right hand side we have the operators. So you just scan the from the left hand side. Okay, the operands, and whenever, and all the operands you need to insert into the stack, and whenever you uh, encounter a operator, just you take two topmost operands from the stack and apply that operator and get the result, and again you insert that result back into the stack. So this way we can evaluate the postfix expression. Okay, so we will discuss this in more detail later. Okay, so with this I stop here. Your time is over. Any questions, students? Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so we will discuss in more detail this postfix expression. We'll discuss how to convert from infix to postfix, and also we will discuss how to evaluate a postfix expression in the next class. Okay, so thank you.